family. Uh-oh, somebody called the local zoo.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is a steel cage match. Introducing first, from Detroit, Michigan, weighing in at 275 pounds, Geroge, the Animal Steel.
I'm not even sure the cage can contain this man.
And strolling down the aisle, the opponent of George Steele, Peter Maivia.
Always a chaotic matchup.
His opponent from the Isle of Samoa, weighing in at 275 pounds, High Chief Peter Maivia.
Steele had better keep an eye on Maivia because Maivia is a true brawler. Few men can handle the chaos of the animal inside a steel cage, but I believe the High Chief is ready.
Maivia carrying such pride into the ring.
Very stark contrast to Steele. We'll see which prevails tonight.
High Chief Peter Maivia taking out George the Animal Steel in a steel cage match. Quite a heated history. Between these two guys.
Yeah, Michael, and I think it's because Maivia is one of the few superstars brave enough to take on the animal. Most of their contests have ended in countouts or disqualifications. Thanks to the cage, we'll get a decisive victory in this one.
Well, that really depends on if a cage can even contain them.
Ooh. Tremendous pressure on the head and neck.
Gentlemen, we've touched on the differences between Maivia and Steele as competitors. One man based on order, the other on chaos, but it's reflected in their looks, too.
Indeed, Michael. Just look at the sculpted physique of the High Chief. And the tribal tattoos on his body are extremely intricate and definitely eye-catching. And Steele is, well, he's an ugly creature. Enough hair on his upper torso to classify as fur. Folds in his bald head. He's like a modern-day Neanderthal. Ooh.
The High Chief just... refusing to be intimidated.
The animal has no idea what to make of Maivia. Running power slam!
We've seen that Steele isn't above using a foreign object to gain the edge against Maivia, so he's got to have the advantage in a match where they're surrounded by one huge weapon, right?
Well, you'd think that, Cole, but think about how these men prepared for this match. The High Chief is a consummate professional who's game planned for this stipulation. And Steele, well, I think he just shows up to the arena and asks who he's fighting. Taking flight! Oh, gosh. That looked like a bad landing.
Peter Maivia, very tough, but he also has movie star good looks. Quite the combo.
And it served him well, Michael. In fact, the High Chief has major acting and stunt work credits to his name. And who knows? Maybe we'll see the Maivia name on Hollywood billboards again sometime. Well, before any of that happens, the High Chief needs to survive this war against the animal.
And now a third! And any one of those shots could take you out for good.
Sent to the corner. and he avoids what was coming.
Dropped him with a big shoulder tackle.
Look at Maivia going to work on the animal.
The High Chief has all the answers right now.
Oh my, down with authority.
The animal has to be elated to be in this steel cage against one of his biggest rivals, no less.
Yeah, Byron, we've seen the animal brandish a weapon against Peter Maivia before when it was against the rules. The High Chief better be prepared for steel.
Oh, look out. It's on now. Ooh.
Slugging away with everything they've got. So much pride, so much resiliency on display. Who will break first? That is the question.
This is a war of attrition with neither superstar wanting to be the one who surrenders.
Foot overhead chop.
Oh, man.
Some folks call Peter Maivia the Flying Hawaiian. And the reasons are obvious for that moniker. But, guys, how has he earned the other nickname of the High Chief?
Well, Cole, Peter Maivia is very close to the Anoa'i family. In fact, Peter's considered a blood brother to the patriarch of that clan.
When you add on the fact that Maivia was born and raised in Samoa,
Going for a pin attempt.
Kick out before the 1 count.
I didn't think this match was close to over. Steel turning Maivia into the hunted here, looking to dethrone the High Chief.
Oh, he flips that around.
What's Maivia got here?
talk about dismantling your opponent. And George is laid out.
Oh, that can rock you. George Animal Steel is not a wrestler by any stretch of the imagination, guys. He's a true brawler.
And he might be the best brawler in WWE, Michael. There is no shortage of fight in the animal.
But you know who might be a better brawler, guys? The High Chief, Peter Maivia. When you consider that Maivia is also an excellent high flyer and a great technician, well, you can see why the High Chief is the favorite in this match, even with the steel cage stipulation.
Maivia gets nice takedown. Stack them up. Turns the tables. Shoulders deck. Something of a cocky decision, him just stopping the pin like that. Overhead chop. Uh-oh. Headbutt.
Nothing fancy there.
The High Chief Peter Maivia really making a name for himself at WWE, but he's had plenty of experience on the way up.
Plenty of championships on the West Coast, but he's made the biggest splash in Hawaii, where he earned multiple tag team titles.
Oh, yeah, Maivia is a huge celebrity on the islands. In fact, I've heard some consider him the personification of Maui.
Once more, setting it up.
What a backbreaker. Maivia can taste it now.
Here's the pin.
Oh, come on. Did you really need to stop the pin like this?
Gonna scale the cage wall now.
Taking it step by step, climbing onwards and upwards.
Finally reaching the top of the cage here. And all he has to do is finish getting over the top of the cage, and he's home free.
He's halfway home. Time to start the descent.
Turning the tables. George Animal Steel might be a bit of an underdog here. In fact, he lost the match by countout to the High Chief.
In Steel's defense, I'm not sure he knows how to count exactly or how to read a rule book. So he's got to be happy to be in this cage.
And the High Chief defeats the Animal.
Here is your winner, High Chief Peter Maivia.
Anytime these two have faced